is this man, Tommy Fleetwood. He finally got his first PGA Tour win in 2025, and it came at a big one. The Tour Championship at East Lake to win the FedEx Cup, a very popular player, a very popular figure in the world of golf. A lot of people were rooting for Tommy Fleetwood in Atlanta last August, and he got the job done. As far as his results this year, not so great. Hasn't gotten a win yet. Does have a couple of top 10 finishes coming at Pebble Beach and also at Riviera, those signature events on the PGA Tour. So Tommy Fleetwood, tied for third in 2024. This is his 10th appearance at the Masters. That was his best ever finish. And he's inside the press building to start things off with Tommy Fleetwood, the reigning FedEx Cup champion.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to be joined in the interview room by Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy, welcome back to Augusta National. So Tommy, can you share with us anything you've done differently in preparation for this year's Masters? Perhaps the special day of golf here last week?
Yeah, just before Valero, I'm one of those, I don't really get the opportunity to come here very often. I don't get, you know, with the way my travel schedule is, it's not like I get to play here a few times leading up to the Masters on off weeks. But a couple of weeks ago, Rob Johnson and Peter Dobler hosted me and my two older boys, Oscar and Mo. So that was, yeah, that was very special. Like I had a practice round, and then I got the chance to play with my two oldest boys, which was, I think, it's. I don't want to say you forget. I think I'm always aware of how special Augusta National is, and what a privilege it is just to be playing here. But watching the two boys, like a 19 and a 17-year-old, be, you know, they were pretty emotional on the first tee, and like getting to watch that firsthand just gives you sort of a bit of perspective and a reflection of, you know, just how special it is, and how much you got to appreciate it. So that was very cool, and memories that we'll always have.
It's wonderful. So we'll open it up for questions.
Just following up on that, of just watching that relationship with Oscar and Mo, and then also we're looking forward to Frankie tomorrow in the par 3 contest, and then rewinding back to last year, the breakthrough win at the Tour Championship, but then the DP World India win where you got to share a hug with Frankie on the 18th green. How much does fatherhood impact the mental side of your game, whether it's the joy of experiencing those moments or also the burden of wanting to create those moments so you can share the joy of them?
The biggest thing for me, I think I think it's the most motivating factor for me to be the best I can be is when you have kids, you want to set the best example for them. And I guess, like personally, like my personality, like I'm not like an imposing figure. So I guess my way of sort of showing the way is kind of by example. So I try and do it that way. But for sure, there are a lot of, you know, there's achievements that you have that I've had since I was a kid, and dreams and everything, and you turn them into moments. Really, that's kind of how I visualize them. I visualize like the moments, and I don't really have any of those moments that don't involve like my family being there to share it with. So in that sense, that they are my like biggest motivating factor for everything I do, and then. You know, being a parent's the best thing in the world. Like it just is, and I enjoy. You know, they all love the game, and it's funny because like my time away from golf, like competitively, will probably end up playing golf with my kids. But it's like a massive switch off for me because I don't care then. I don't care how I play. I just watch those and enjoy it. So there's a lot that goes on, but for sure, like being a parent is the best thing ever.
Tom.
Tommy, so how good did they play, and has either ever beat you?
Well, Mo claims he's beat me, but like it's a very debatable one, and I don't think he can claim it, but he does. But they played pretty well. It was funny how, again, like you forget these things. Like I'm teeing it up, teeing it up on Augusta with no pressure or anything. Like I was just, happy happy to be playing. Like, I could have shot 150 and not really cared. Like, it was just a joy to be out there. But watching them, they're really nervous about playing. So it's funny watching that experience. They played pretty good. And again, you see people playing it for the first time, and then maybe you see things that you've learned along the way. Like, watch how they would play the golf. They would hit some good shots that end up in like tricky spots, or you're watching them hit a putt. And I think that's where experience does play a part around this golf course. You see guys that are really, really good around here. But yeah, they played okay. They haven't beat me yet, but if you asked Mo at least, he would claim that he has, but he hasn't.
Chris?
Tommy, could you describe what makes the second shot into the third green so difficult, and where it ranks in terms of difficulty in the second shots on this course?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the third hole this week. I've seen that. It's in general, it's the, I think it's great that I always think that holes are great when there's a debate on strategy and how to play them, and I think the third hole is like really well discussed about. It's the raise to the green. The green's very, very high, high up, especially for a short pitch shot. And the margin for error is very, very small. Of course, you have the back right pins. They have like a bit of margin for error, and at least you have like a bit of room where you can play it and use the green to your advantage. But if you throw that pin front right, or especially over on the front left, it's just so difficult to get it anywhere near, no matter where you are. A full wedge shot is probably the easiest way to get it close, but at the same time, you're 120 yards back instead of 40, and you're still probably playing a little bit defensive from there. So I just think it's just how difficult it is on those pins to get it anywhere near. And then at the same time, if you're that close to the green, it's very difficult to then play defensive because you're that close to the green. So it's just, for sure, like, I think this is the first year I've seen so much talked about the third hole. But when there's so much discussion about a hole and it's a short hole, I think that's always a positive reflection on how that hole is designed and how it plays.
Anne?
Hey, Tommy, I'll cut to the chase. What would it mean to you personally to win your very first major title here at Augusta?
Well, it would be very special. There's no doubt for everybody that plays the game, winning a Masters, whether it be walking up the 18th hole and a putt on the 18th green, whether it be just the moment where you have the jacket put on you, you can rattle them off. I just think it's on such a mantelpiece in people's career and how they view it, and it's so easy to create like those moments in your mind because we watch it every year. We've watched some of the best shots of all time hit on the back nine at Augusta over the last however many years, and you can relate to that because you kind of feel like you know it, whether you've played here or not. You feel like you know so much about it. So yeah, it would be unbelievably special. I try to. You always know that how much you want it is there in the background, so I try to let that be a thing and then just focus on what I'm doing at the time. But I would love to be there late on Sunday, in with a chance. Those juices flowing on the back nine of Augusta, I think, is probably, like 2024. I was very much on the outskirts. That was the best finish I've had. So I finished third, but Scotty was a long way in front, and I was, I was never really in contention, but I was having a great week, and I wanted to finish as strong as I could. But I've never had that joy yet of playing on the back nine with a chance to win the Masters, and yeah, I'd really love that so much.
Sam?
Tommy, how has your experience here changed in terms of managing your energy? And I guess to what extent were there things that you did in your early tournaments here that maybe you changed over time, that you learned from experience of kind of how to manage your energy better?
Yeah, I guess you start to learn sort of places that you hit it more often than not. I think that makes it easier to practice on the course, because I still think, like, I was out there on the front nine yesterday, and you just never feel like you've hit enough golf shots on this golf course. Like, you want to hit a chip from over there. Oh, I need to hit that putt because it does this. There's always something about every hole or the course when you're playing that you want to do that little bit more. I think you learn to accept that you're not going to do everything, but you know certain aspects of the course and what they require and how you can practice that. I think that I've, probably more so over the last 2 or 3 years, I've figured out ways or how you can use the range and the short game area to match the course in a way. I think there's a lot of things that you can do on there, so I probably do that better. But I think over time you just learn to accept that, you know, you do have experience around there, so you do have some knowledge to go on when you're out there, but you just learn that you can't do everything in the practice rounds, and there's always, the course makes you feel like you want to do more, and it's doing the right amount of things, and then going from there.
Just one quick follow-up, sorry. As it relates to like ancillary things, like not just on the practice rounds, like things that you maybe try to jam everything in because it's such a different and special week. Are there elements of that you've...
Yeah, I think I enjoy being around the place. Like, I love that. But no, I mean, I love how much my family loves it. They probably do everything for me. They experience it all for me. But no, I come here and I think, you know, I'm at that point where I just want to do everything to give myself the best chance of winning. And I know that's what I need to do. And everything that I do sort of have in mind, like, I'm here to try and give myself the best chance, again, like I say, of being there on Sunday and with the chance of winning the Masters and then seeing if my moment can happen. And that's how I go about it. And I love that just as much as roaming around the place and enjoying everything else.
Don?
Tommy, what's your earliest Masters memory? And then can you recall the moment where you first thought, I could win this one day, and you perhaps started visualizing it?
My earliest Masters memory, I actually genuinely think it was probably, I do vaguely feel like I remember the 96 Masters a little bit, but in general, I think I came home from school Thursday or Friday, and we had the Masters on TV, and my dad was like, this Tiger Woods guy is going to be unbelievable. And I do literally remember that moment. So I remember that. I remember the '97 one. That was my first memory. And I don't know. My first Masters was 2017. I came to watch in 2014 for a couple of days. You know, I managed to get a ticket, and I came to watch thinking that. I know a lot of people would say the first time they want to come to Augusta is when they would be playing in the Masters, but for me, I felt like it would be, you know, I was a young player dreaming of playing in the Masters, and I felt like it would be part motivation for me and part like I would get to see it before I came. It was more, I remember walking round and you get to the back of the 12th tee and that's as far as you can go as a patron. Can't go any further, and I'm watching these pros go play and walk over the bridge to the 12th green and then teeing off on 13, and I was like, I want to go there. Like, that's where I want to be. And I think that became like my thing about playing in the Masters. Like, when I play, I get to go and get to the 12th green and the 13th tee. So that was like my, you know, sort of my biggest motivation in a way. I never even contemplated at the time winning it. And you know, it's just. I always think, you know, of course we dream of winning the Masters, like we do, and you know, I can picture that for sure. But it was more, it genuinely was more about playing like the 12th and 13th hole than anything else.
Johnny.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
Bag setup this week. Anything special happen at the top of the bag, and is there any holes in particular that are driving the decisions around the bag setup?
It's a great 9-wood golf course. I think it's always been, I can't remember when I first put like a 9-wood in or a high lofted club, but it's a perfect like 9-wood golf course. And I think, you know, I've had that in the bag for a few years. Like the bag setups, The back setup stayed the same, really. And sort of the way that I do set it up actually works very well for Augusta, so that's great. And yeah, it's funny really, because I know Augusta is probably associated with being fairly forgiving off the tee in a way, so you'd think you can wail away on driver a little bit, but I don't necessarily think that's always the play for me. I think there's holes that set up really well where I can draw it with a mini driver, if I'm feeling less comfortable with the driver and things like that. But like I said, the biggest thing is the 9-wood for me. If I can put myself in position on the par 5s or, fourth long par 3, for me, I can't really hit the high floaty 4-iron, so 9-wood helps me a lot.
Claire?
Hi, Tommy. I'm wondering what your conversations have been like with Frankie as he preps for tomorrow, and then if encouraging him has kind of helped your own mindset this week.
Well, yeah, he's over there. He's sat over in the corner. We have conversations, but Frankie's very set on what he's doing. He's very excited and he knows what he's doing. I always say it's one of the most special things about the Masters is for us as players, to have something so big in your career, like playing the Masters or even trying to win the Masters. Having something so unique as something that's so special for the family right before it on a Wednesday, I just think is amazing. I think it's one of the most special things about the week. And yeah, we talk about it all the time. I just love the fact that, this is my 10th Masters, and except for the first one where he wasn't born yet, he's been at every one. So it's kind of if you're lucky enough to do what I have, there's a lot of players. Justin's playing his 20th. There's so many players here that have played so many Masters, but Frankie's grown up. Every year you see him get that little bit older at the Masters, and I think more than anything, the pressure's on me to keep making the Masters until he actually reaches the green on the 9th.
Joy.
Tommy, just taking you a bit away from golf, what's happening back at home, which is your home as well for the last 3-4 years. So many students of Tommy Fleetwood Academy, staff, friends, your sponsor, whatever issues they're facing over there. How difficult is it for you to keep that out of your mind this week and not, get caught up by that on the golf course?
Why? It's a good question. I'm lucky that my family are with me this week. I think it's difficult. You can only sort of, I guess, go on your personal experiences of whatever is going on and not get caught up in, the bigger picture of things that are out of your control and whatever is going on in the world. I think the main thing is hoping that everybody is always safe. And that's the main thing, whether that be family, friends, whatever is going on, students, whatever that is. And I think, we have no impact on what is going on in the world at any given time. But you just hope that anybody that is close to you or associated with you or anybody, in general is safe. Then that's the main thing. And there's nothing more you can do about that.
James.
Tommy, sort of a strange question for you, but do you feel like you've learned more from your own sort of failures and struggles around this golf course, or from witnessing sort of other players like Rory and Scotty have success here?
That's a great question. That's right, John. Probably both. I think you probably always learn more from your own experiences, and where getting shots wrong, if you like. I think you learn more from your own experiences. But one of the great things about the tournament being at the same place all the time is that you get to watch a lot of shots. So you always have those experiences to go on as well. So I think you have a huge accumulation of experiences from everyone and knowledge that you can put into playing your own Masters. But for sure, you learn the most about doing it yourself and playing yourself. But Masters out, you can watch every single shot from every tournament if you want, and learn from that as well. So there's just a heap of knowledge there for you to best prepare if you can.